citywide initiative that seeks to partner with communities and policymakers to find new ways to prevent and alleviate poverty. We're really proud, through our partnership on economic mobility with the City of Detroit and with my team members Pat Cooney and Afton Branch Wilson, to partner with the City on Detroit on initiatives related to economic mobility, community-based organizations, and philanthropy. At this moment in time, this is the most excited I've ever been in the decades that I've studied poverty and worked on ways to reduce poverty in the United States, and that is because of the expanded child tax credit. The fully refundable expanded child tax credit sounds quite wonky, which appeals to me as a data nerd, but the principles are simple, and the principles are this: raising kids is expensive, and society has a reason to help parents in that work. This expanded child tax credit is going to roll out on a monthly basis because people's bills come monthly. We're talking about starting in July 15th, $250 per child, $300 per young child, appearing in people's bank accounts or other ways of them accessing it. This is a program that has the promise to reduce child poverty by 45%, to reduce poverty among Black children by 50%. And here in the city of Detroit, we're talking about a program that has the potential to raise over 20,000 children above that poverty line and provide an income boost to families well up the economic ladder. And that's because this isn't just a program for very poor families, it's a program for low and middle class families. It doesn't distinguish. It says we're going to treat low and middle class families the same because raising kids is expensive. So the benefit starts to phase out at $150,000 a year for a family filing jointly and $75,000 a year for all single filers. So everyone below that amount gets that full credit. It's not going to count against other public benefits. I know that families are concerned about that sometimes when new benefits come, it means other benefits change. This was designed as a tax credit in order to avoid just that. So families can pair this with food assistance or their public health insurance. And most importantly, and differently than any other tax credit that we've ever had, you don't have to have any income to receive it. Every child, whether or not their family has zero earnings, all the way up to that threshold of $150,000 where it phases out, is going to be eligible for this benefit. So here are the things that we have to do right now. We have to make sure that every family who's eligible gets this credit, right? Imagine the millions of dollars that can pour in all across the country, and especially here in the city of Detroit, that families can use to pay their rent, they can use to buy food, they can use to pay for childcare while they go to work, or education. We have to make sure every family gets it. And second, we need to make it permanent. This was implemented through the American Rescue Plan as a one-time, for this year, change. So we are at, I would say, a transformative moment in history where this could be an anomaly and we could go back to the ways that we deal with child poverty precisely like we were doing before it, or this could be made permanent and we could go into a very, very different future. And finally, from University of Michigan and through our partnership here, let's make Detroit a place where every child receives it. And let's make Detroit a model for what we're going to do nationally, lead the way for all cities across the country on how to make sure that happens. And to talk about that, I'm pleased to introduce the man who needs no introduction, Mayor Mike Duggan.
Thank you, Luke, and I want to thank Kellogg and the United Way for bringing us together. Because this is really important for Detroit families and really families across the country. If you have children under 17, there's an excellent chance you are about to get a lot of money. It is cash coming to you if you have filled out the proper forms. And this is because President Biden and your leaders in Washington have made a decision to cut child poverty. So here's what they've said. If you have a child under the age of 5, you get $3,600. You got 2 kids under 5, you have $7,200 cash coming to you. If your child's between 6 and 17, you got $3,000. So you have 3 children between 6 and 17, you are about to get $9,000 in cash that you can put to work for your family in whatever way you see fit. Now, there's some qualifications. Basically, if you're a single person making less than $75,000 a year or a married couple making less than $150,000 a year, you're eligible. And so this is going to be the great majority of Detroit families. For every person who's been struggling about going back to work because I don't have child care for my kids, this is going to be your solution. For people who wanted to put money aside for their kids' education, here is your opportunity. But what you have to do is this. You have to have filed your income tax returns for either 2019 or 2020. If you've already filed your tax returns for 19 or 20 and you put your children down as deductions, chances are starting in July, the check's going to start showing up in your account, just like your stimulus check did. It'll start showing up every month. If you did not file your taxes for 19 or 20, and Wayne Metro that is doing a great job preventing evictions. They are ready to help you fill out your tax returns or fill out your forms. So you either dial 211 or go to the website, make an appointment. The community is here to help you because we need to make sure every Detroit family gets the money that you're entitled to. And this is the reality of the world. People who fill out their income tax forms and have accountants to get them through every loophole, they know how to do this. You haven't normally gotten these kinds of breaks if you're the average family. But now, this is a break for working families, a chance to raise these families out of poverty. And so here's what's going to happen. First check's coming July 15th. And the way this is going to work is this. Let's say that you have 3 children between 6 and 17, you got $9,000 coming. They're going to give you your first check July 15th, your second check in August, your third check in September, your fourth check in October, your fifth check in November, your sixth check in December, and then they'll give you all the rest when you file your taxes at the end of the year, which means you could have significant money deposited in your account 4 weeks from now if you filled out the proper paperwork. And so I know I talked last night to Gene Sperling, who called me. He's running how much he appreciated this because with all of the conversation about stimulus checks and different things in the American Rescue Plan, a lot of people don't realize that there is money to help raise your children. And it's separate from everything else you've heard about, and we just need to make sure folks know. So if you know somebody who hasn't filled out their tax returns, tell them about this. Tell them call 211, go to the website, and they will have that money to put toward their family. And at this point, I get to introduce somebody who's been a champion on these causes for a long time. This is going to help lift a lot of Detroit families out of poverty, but she's been working at this for years. The brains behind the the brains behind the Kresge Foundation, Wendy Jackson.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Again, I'm Wendy Jackson, and I lead our Detroit program at the Kresge Foundation. And I first want to start off by saying, a bright future for Detroit children is a bright future for Detroit, full stop. And I am so appreciative of the mayor and the many partners who have come together on this particular opportunity for Detroit children and families. And that is why it is such a pleasure to join this amazing group today. And we've come together for the city's children, its future, and its neighborhoods. And thanks to the foresight of the American Rescue Plan, we have a generational moment, a once really in a lifetime opportunity that we hope will become more of a long-term opportunity. But we have a moment to ensure that Detroit children and their families grow their resources, not grow in poverty. And so at the Kresge Foundation, we saw the opportunity to attack child poverty as a generational imperative for Detroit. and began to think about how we could use our resources and convening power to build a coalition to inform families of the opportunity to take advantage of this tax credit benefit. At Kresge, my colleague, Jonathan Way, who's here today, was instrumental in taking the spark that was an idea in our organization and making it a reality by connecting many of the partners that you're seeing today. And he did that in collaboration with the conversations that were already underway between Poverty Solutions at the University of Michigan and the Mayor's Office. So we just love it when a good plan comes together. The first organization that we at Kresge reached out to was the United Way because of their expertise and the expertise of Dr. Hudson and her team in implementing these kind of citywide outreach efforts. But it's been a pleasure to work not only with United Way and the mayor's team, but all of the partners that are bringing this necessary group of organizations together. These are organizations that are trusted and they're skilled at providing families with the kind of important information that they need in order to take advantage of this benefit. So these kinds of partnerships are powered by collaboration, and I'm grateful to my friends and colleagues at the Balmer Group and the Skillman Foundation. Punita Thurman is here today from the Skillman Foundation, who without hesitation have joined this effort to assist Detroit families and send a message to policymakers in DC in particular that our children matter and eradicating childhood poverty should be our national moonshot. The Skillman Foundation, Balmer Group, and other Southeast Michigan foundations are working in partnership and are supporting this effort by expanding the availability of free, expert, and secure, non-predatory tax preparation. And you'll hear from some of the partners today involved in that effort, particularly the Accounting Aid Society. We live in such a cynical time, and sometimes it's easier to sit on the sidelines than get in the arena for change. But one of my favorite quotes is from the iconic Marian Wright Edelman, who said, "If we don't stand up for children, then we don't stand for much." And I'm grateful to the partners who are coming together to stand for Detroit children this afternoon. And make no mistake, this is about families and children, but it's also about Detroit and the future of our city. So thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce Jessica from the Community Detroit. I'm sorry, Jessica. I always say CDAD, so okay. Community Development Advocates of Detroit. And she will talk to you about the role that they're playing in this partnership. Jessica.
Thank you, Wendy. So I'm Jessica Brown, Director of Strategic Initiatives and Special Projects for CDAD, Community Development Advocates of Detroit. And CDAD is a membership organization for community development and neighborhood groups that are working to improve the lives of Detroit residents. So we were thrilled when we were invited to coordinate outreach for this important campaign because our members are doing block level work every day and they have the resources to connect directly with families where they are. Community development organizations and family-serving nonprofit organizations are so important in this type of outreach because through their work, they really understand the needs of Detroit residents and the communities that they serve trust them. So we have a diverse group of organizations that are going to be conducting neighborhood outreach. They are going to be sharing information with residents about the tax credits, as well as being resources to provide tax prep appointments and resources to other benefits they may be eligible for. So we are so excited to be a part of this dynamic group, and we look forward to supporting our members and other family-serving nonprofits in connecting families with the Child Tax Care Credit. And I would like to introduce Kathleen Arrow from Accounting Aid Services.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Jessica. Accounting Aid Society is the largest provider of free, volunteer-driven tax preparation services in the state of Michigan. And along with our partner, Wayne Metro, we want to make sure we're the tax services provider of choice for Detroit residents for 4 important reasons. Number one, because our accuracy rate, according to the IRS, is well over 90%. Now, that's the highest of any preparers, including those who are paid. And that's because we've been doing this work in the community for almost 50 years. So the child tax credit, the earned income tax credit, we know our stuff. Number two, we won't charge for filing your income taxes. Number three, we're going to make sure you get all the refunds and the credits you're entitled to, especially those in Michigan, like the home heating credit and the homestead property credit. Number four, once we file your taxes, we're going to stick around. We don't pack up and leave the community. We are here year-round in case any issues arise. So this past year to year and a half, we've been providing virtual and drop-off services through COVID, and so we are really excited to announce that in-person services are back. A lot of Detroiters prefer this method. They feel it's more of a full-service approach. They can sit down across from that tax preparer and talk about tax issues, understand better the process and why the taxes are being filed the way they are. And we have 5 convenient locations for Detroiters. We have 2 under the Ford Resource and Engagement Centers. That one is in Southwest Detroit, the other is in Northeast Detroit at the Fisher Magnet Upper Academy. We're going to be at Detroit Main Library. We have a site in Northwest Detroit at College Park on Outer Drive, and we have one across the border in Ferndale. Now, we've been making about 400 appointments a week, and we think that volume is just going to increase as this goes live and virtual. So we really want to thank the funders who are here, who've supported this work, and actually give a shout out for more support as we move forward, because as we know, people are going to need their taxes filed in the next upcoming tax season. Now, appointments are required, so we do ask you to either call 211 or go through the Coalition website. You can also contact our website, our main office by 556-1920, or go to our website to make an appointment directly that way. And I would like to mention one more thing. We do have a low-income taxpayer clinic. We're one of 4 clinics in the state of Michigan, and that's to help people who have unresolved issues with the IRS. So we are already seeing an increase in that traffic, particularly around the economic impact payments, and we expect that to increase. So also want to let people know that we're here to help them through that as well. Excuse me. So I'd now like to introduce Louis Fisker, who's the CEO of Wayne Metropolitan Community Action Agency.
Good afternoon. Thanks, Kathy. And I just want to thank all of the other great providers here in the city that do a great job serving residents on this important tax issue. So as Kathy stated, it's really important that residents file their taxes so they can take advantage of all of these credits. And so at Wayne Metro, we are specializing in making sure that residents can file their taxes virtually. So why virtually? So if residents have transportation issues, if they haven't gotten vaccinated, if they need flexible appointment scheduling, virtual might be the way to go. And so I just wanted to talk about some of the cool features of filing your taxes virtually. First and foremost, it's super duper easy. There's 4 easy steps. You schedule an appointment, you upload your documents, you get a quality review by a certified IRS tax preparer on staff at Wayne Metro, and then we do an e-file, and you are good to go. This tax season, with COVID, we had a big uptick in the demand for virtual services. We had an 80-year-old City of Detroit resident. He was scared. He didn't want to come out of his home to get his taxes done. We walked him through this virtual process. It was easy for him, and he said he'll never come in to an office and get his taxes done again. He really had a really easy time doing it. So next, it's quick. It's not hard, and it's quick. From start to finish, it'll take about 2.5 hours to get to that e-file so we can push the button so you can get your refund and your credits. As Kathy stated, it's free. On average, the cost to get your taxes done is about $450. Save some money, call us. And last but not least, it's super safe. We use an IRS-verified platform, and then we have a secure text messaging feature, so the documents are really easy to upload. And as Kathy stated, if virtual is not for you, we have multiple drop-and-go locations where you can compile all your documents, put them in a sealed envelope, minimal contact. You can actually give that file of your documents to a Wayne Metro staff member, and then you can wait and get your taxes done, and then we'll walk them back out to your car. So again, all safe, all secure, and we just want you to take advantage of all of these credits and all of these opportunities for you and your family. So how do you get a hold of us? You got to book an appointment. Go to waynemetro.org. On our banner page of our website, you can click on that, and all of the instructions are there for you to make an appointment, or you can just call us at 313-388-9799. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Kyle DuBuc, who's going to close us out from United Way. Thank you.
Thank you, Louis. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank Mayor Duggan and all the awesome organizations represented as part of this partnership who work every single day to have real positive, meaningful impact in people's lives. In our research at United Way for Southeastern Michigan, as laid out in our Alice report, we see that even before the pandemic came to Michigan, about 40% of households in our region were not earning enough to cover the cost of a basic bare bones household budget. It's about 128,000 families with children in southeastern Michigan that are struggling to cover basic needs like access to food and quality housing, quality child care, health care. And this is not a negative reflection on our families or on our workers, but a systemic problem that the child tax credit, this increase in the tax credit is a huge step toward addressing. So with the increase in the credit this year, there are tens of millions of dollars on the table that we can pull down into households across the community. And we need to help as many families as possible take advantage of this opportunity. This is money that can and will provide much, much needed relief, but to access it, you have to file. And we are here to help get you filed. So if you need help filing your taxes or have questions about the credit or how it works, you can visit getthethaxfacts.org, getthethaxfacts.org, or you can call 211 with questions or to get set up with an appointment for some tax services. So, all of us here are committed to ensuring that every family in the city can access every dollar available to them. And we just need to get the word out. So that begins today with all of you. So we hope that there are many stories written about this opportunity available to families. I'm really grateful for all the work everyone's put into this. And I look forward to advocating to making this tax credit permanent. So that is the end of our program today, but our speakers will I apologize.
Right before we take questions, we see Councilman Roy McAllister is here and wanted to
apologies.
offer the podium for you if you'd like.
Thank you. All right, please, Councilman.
Thank you so very much for this. I really wasn't meaning, I was really here to hear how we can support our families. And Mayor Duggan, thank you so very much, and thank you everyone for being here. I just want to thank all the corporations, and I'm going to read this because I do not want to forget anyone, but I do want to recognize everyone that has been involved with this, and that is United Way for Southeastern Michigan, of course, Mayor Duggan in the City of Detroit, Community Development Advocate of Detroit, CDC, and Poverty Solutions at the University of Michigan, Accounting and Aid Society, Wayne Metro Community Action Agency, the Kresge and Skillman Foundations, and Belmar Group. Thank you so very much. If we do not invest in our youth, that is something that is going to affect us in the long term. There are a number of times where there are people that are out there that want the service and want the help, but there are times they are afraid to go out and seek the help. And I want to thank you so much for that, because many times when people seek that there is help out there for them, they will take advantage of it. So I just can't thank you enough for this program and what you're doing for our youth and for the future of our city. Thank you so very much.
Okay, and as Kyle said, we'd be delighted to take any questions or comments that people have.
Thank you very much for doing that. This is great.
Yeah.
Thank you both.
No, literally.